This is Daily Armenia, CivilNet's daily news digest. Here's what's making headlines in Armenia today. Armenia and Azerbaijan have formalized the work of a previously ad hoc Joint Border Delimitation and Demarcation Commission, first formed in May 2022. On August 30th, the regulation on joint activity of the commissions was signed, Armenia's foreign ministry confirmed in a short press release today, without elaborating. Azerbaijan's foreign ministry did not immediately comment, though the country's state-run Azertag wire service did carry the news. A copy of the agreement was not immediately made available. A spokesman for Prime Minister Nikol Pashinyan's office told the Armen press news agency it would make a copy available to the public on Monday. The agreement was initially due to be reached by July 1st, but was later delayed amid ongoing negotiations, the spokesperson added. This marks the latest step in the two countries' border delimitation and demarcation process, which began in April, when they agreed to legally define a section of the border between Armenia's northeastern Tavus region and Azerbaijan's northwestern Gazakh district. That decision, which saw Yerevan cede much more territory than Baku, sparked weeks of demonstrations led by Archbishop-turned-protest leader Bagrat Galstanian, who has repeatedly demanded Pashinyan's resignation. Earlier this week, Galstanian confirmed he would resume organizing protests after a summer hiatus, starting on Monday to mark Artsakh Independence Day. The Azerbaijani government seriously hindered the International Committee of the Red Cross from providing desperately needed humanitarian aid during last year's more than 9-month blockade of Nagorno-Karabakh, in apparent violation of the Geneva Conventions and the International Court of Justice. The Organized Crime and Corruption Reporting Project found in a lengthy investigation published yesterday. Data obtained by OCCRP from its sources showed the ICRC transferred about 1,500 people, including more than 800 medical patients, out of Nagorno-Karabakh during the blockade, even while many others who also needed to be evacuated were unable to be accommodated. OCCRP quoted a former senior ICRC employee who was directly involved in the transports as saying, "Each next convoy was harder, saying that the process grew increasingly difficult as Azerbaijan threw up more and more obstacles to their work." In addition, OCCRP found the Azerbaijani Red Crescent Society repeatedly challenged the authority of the ICRC mission and embraced Azerbaijani government narratives that questioned the suffering of Nagorno-Karabakh's Armenians, despite their mandate for neutrality and impartiality. The ICRC did not directly respond to an OCCRP inquiry regarding the Azerbaijani Red Crescent Society's apparent violations of the movement's principles. For its part, the International Federation of the Red Cross, a separate but related group that oversees the Azerbaijani Red Crescent Society, reiterated to OCCRP that all local Red Cross and Red Crescent groups must follow its principles, and said only it had engaged in a dialogue with the Azerbaijan Red Crescent Society at a high leadership level. Reacting to OCCRP's investigation, Hikmet Hajiev, a senior aide to Azerbaijani President Ilham Aliyev, slammed the ICRC in a post today on the social platform X, accusing the humanitarian organization of transmitting false information to those who write reports on Armenia's paid order and take part in a biased anti-Azerbaijani propaganda campaign. And finally, the CivilNet number of the day is 300. That's because tomorrow is set to be the 300th consecutive day that members of Jerusalem's Armenian community will hold around-the-clock sit-in to prevent the loss of a significant part of the Holy City's Armenian quarter to real estate developers. You can find all our coverage of the Save the Armenian Quarter movement, including dispatches from Jerusalem and interviews with sit-in leaders, under the Jerusalem section found on the front page of our website at civilnet.am/en. And as always, please follow CivilNet for the latest news and independent reporting from our contributors on the ground here in Armenia.